Hey guys, welcome to Jerry's Live. As always, I'm your host, Amy Gardner-Dean, and it's the new products review exciting prize giveaway. And, you know, you learn about new products, but it's cool because you could win stuff. So we've got all the girls in the house. Amanda, over there on Facebook. We've got Frida on YouTube, who was awesome and brought me a cake that I could actually eat. So I eat keto, and she made a really awesome, delicious keto cake. So I'm a little caked up, so that's even better. And then we have poor Katie, and she's not feeling well, but she's a trooper, and she's here. So we're gonna go through this so we can get her home, and we're gonna teach you about some of the new products. So every year, September, beginning of September is my birthday. My birthday's actually the 5th, but this is when I hornswoggle them into letting us show the new products so we can give them away. So I think there's so many new products, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Girls, if you have anybody that kind of catches up, we've already started, so that's where we are. And when are we going to post the link where they can enter? Are we gonna post that at the end, or what do you wanna do with that? Okay, so they're gonna post that now. So to be in the drawing for the prizes, there's 14 prizes. You're going to go to the link that the girls are going to put in the comments, and you're going to sign up one time only. Email, and then I think it's got your address and stuff, which is helpful for us, so we actually know where to send it after we notify you that you've won. So they're gonna put that in there, and if you guys can just kind of stick it in here and there as we go along, that would be helpful. That link will be available for 24 hours, okay? So you can enter. Once that's done, we pull that down, and then by Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll post the winners. Do you want to go live to just the Jerry's site, or do you post it on the Jerry's Facebook? Is that?
Post it on Jerry's Facebook.
Okay, so we'll post that on Jerry's Facebook page. So if you don't have a Facebook, it's a good idea to check that. It's a public page, so you can still check.
Public post too, so they can check you there.
Yep. So it'll be a way to check and see if you are one of the lucky winners. So, all right. So we did a palette knife episode this year, and we've talked about different effects. And we did a cool brush episode that was kind of all those weird, unique brushes. So those Creative Mark FX Effects palette knives that everybody saw and they liked, that had kind of the cool different shapes that we used some for that palette knife episode, they've got a new box set. So it's got the palette knives. It has the FX Effects brushes, which are, you know, ribbon shapes and grass shapes and the little deerfoot stippler and dagger, the whole 9 yards. And it's got Flow Expressions bottles where you can actually put paint through and do kind of unique beading or different things like that. Like if you saw the Joe DiGiulio episode, we did that with some of the acrylics, and it's got the even tinier flow line, which have a little kind of metal nib that you can squirt paint through. And it's got 10 foam brushes, so you can have virtually anything you need to make special effects in this one box kit set. So that is going to be one of our prizes, because everybody seemed like they really liked the palette knife painting and stuff. So this is going to be a way for somebody to be able to get to try those and maybe post in the group how they liked them. So that's got all those products we had in the past, but that's a brand new set. So I just wanted to make people aware that we have that. So I'm going to move that so I've got a little more room for some other things. All right. Then we've had some water brush pens in the past that we've had that were very popular, highly successful. This new set is the Aqua Stroke Go water brushes. They're a little bit more, well, a lot more ergonomically designed. They're shorter. It's kind of, barrel is beveled at kind of a nice organic angle so that it's easier to hold in your hand. It's easier to squeeze as you use. And then they've got 3 different nibs. They all come, or brush, I guess they're kind of like a nib. They're like a little brush cartridge. There is a fine, a medium. You want to turn on the overhead, it might be easier to see them against this. There's a fine, a medium, and a large. Okay, so they've got those. You fill them up. You can use these on the go. You don't have to carry water anymore to clean them out. You just squeeze them and kind of, you know, dab them on either a sponge or rag, just even on your hand, or kind of rinse them on the ground. So they've got great split proof points. They feel actually very much like a natural red sable tip, so they can give you some really good detail. And they're these nice little sets of 3. So it's a great way to take a brush with you without having to carry along water and all that, to be able to use for either maybe water-soluble graphite, for pan watercolors, anything that is a water-based media that you want to use these with. So those are a brand new item that we're starting to carry. They're called Aqua Stroke Go water brush pens. If anybody has any questions, girls, as we're rolling along, just pop in, let me know. All right, so we came out with some new brushes this year that are a little unusual and unique. One of them, chalk painting, has become a really huge faux finishing kind of craze. People use it for frames even, people use them for furniture. They do all sorts of things with chalk painting. This is our new High Point paint and wax finishing brush. They come singles or there's a 2-pack, and there's a 2-pack that's going to be part of one of the prizes. They are a wonderfully kind of nice, big, fat, beautiful brush head that's nice, good quality boar bristle that is interlocked. So it's flagged on the end, so it's going to be able to really trap and hold your paint as you work along. It's got a nice solvent-resistant metal ferrule, hardwood handle. It's got a strap and a hook, so even if you lose the strap, you can hang it up to dry it out, because a brush like this that you get paint in and you wash it out has a lot of water. It's going to hold it, so hanging it upside down will make it dry much quicker. Wax finishing is kind of the same as chalk finishing. You put the wax on, you kind of really push that into all the little grooves and nooks and crannies in the wood, let it dry, and then buff it out. You can use these for even oil painting. You can use them for faux finishing. You can use them for background work. It's a very comfortable handle, and the bristles are actually really awesome, top quality bristle that would be more in like a very good quality artist, professional oil painting brush. So those are called the High Point chalk and wax painting brushes. So that's another new item that we've been carrying. And that's a 2-inch diameter on these, by the way, which is there. Can we see it from there? Yes, that's very substantial. So it's a really nice brush. All right, then we've got the New York Central Gilder's Tip brushes. We just come out with those this year when we did our gilding episode, if anybody watched that. Now, a brush like this doesn't make a lot of sense, and we had a lot of questions. Well, I mean, it makes sense, but only if you think about it or know better. We had a lot of questions from people. They're these very small, very slight little brushes with a very durable kind of cardboard handle here, if you will, to be able to hold onto it, and those bristles are laid right into it. This is one of the natural ones. I can feel I grabbed the natural pack. It's thin. They do a double thick, but really the single thick works really well. You don't need, people have questioned why this would be a cardboard handle. This works on static charge, okay? Static electricity. So you don't need something that's going to absorb that charge. You need something that's going to keep that charge in those bristles to be able to lift the gilding. So we're gonna get a little bit larger one. They come in from 1 inch all the way up to, I believe, a 4-inch brush. So here's one of them. When you do this, we're gonna try this real quick on here. Hopefully I don't mess up my watercolor paper I've got here. This is a little bit of one of the really pretty variegated leaves. This works on gold or silver, any sort of metal leaf. When I do this, I generally put just a little bit of petroleum jelly on my arm first, because it just kind of makes it moist. Some people say it needs to be moist, some people say it doesn't. So I'm just doing this just on my arm regular today to see if we can't. You're gonna pick up a little bit of just kind of that natural static electricity. And then you can see, did you guys see that jump? Could you guys see it jump from the paper? It jumps right up and picks that up. So you'd have your leaf where you'd be holding it like this. And then I think it actually works. It's so humid in here. I think it would be better with the...
I used to do it on the curtains.
I used to do it on my hair before I used hair product. We'll see if we can get it to...
So that's not so much for removing excess as much as just picking it up.
No, you don't want to remove excess with this at all. It's very delicate. You don't want to burnish with this. I use just a watercolor, a thick like goat hair watercolor mop that's very soft because it's big and round and flat to burnish it on. This is not. It's so humid in here with this hurricane that's
Rub it on
coming.
the table.
Huh?
Rub it on the table on the canvas and see what
Well, the canvas is got
flip. Oh.
it's got acrylic gesso on it. Let's see. Try it one more time, and then we can do a video in the group with the petroleum jelly. It picks up, but it's not picking up like enough for me to really shoot this up and on here. I mean, that's, you can see it's holding to there. I would want to put that little bit of petroleum jelly on there to charge it, just for safety, so you don't drop it. But
Do you want me to try? I'm a static electricity
yes,
magnet.
yes. Would you care to do that? We'll let Shocky Frida. You know, I used to be until I took thyroid medication. I was one of those people that could walk and zap people with my finger and
That's me in the winter.
shock them.
I
Yes.
once had a 1-inch blue spark between me and my stepmother's Forerunner. Yeah, that was fun. Try that.
All right, hold on. No. Almost did a will.
Maybe you don't need it.
All right. Yeah, that really wants to like. Gee, Frida.
I told you, I'm
Yeah.
an electrifying personality.
Yeah,
What
and
can I
it's
say?
holding it. So you just need Frida to come to your house and be your shock. Yeah, petroleum jelly or Aqua 4 or something like that works really, really well with it if you're a less shocky person like me. So we've got those. And then we've got these fantastic little brushes. I'm going to put one of the natural and one of the synthetic on here. These are the New York Central Dagger Stripers. Odd little brush, tiny little handle. These used to be brushes that back in the old days when people do pinstriping with cars. This is the style brush that they used to do stuff by hand before the day and age of decals. Take this and get some just pan watercolor on here. This will get you these beautiful long little lines. If you do grass work, if you do just maybe some abstract with really long linear lines, you can take it and turn it and get a nice pull. Let's pick up a little more paint. Can everybody see how nicely that works? There are the natural and the synthetic. So it's natural blue squirrel hair. It's just kind of whatever really personally floats your boat. You know what, that I can feel sizing in that still. Let's still wash out sizing on this littler one. Let's get the green with the natural so you can see that easier. Look how nice of a line you can get with that. And then again, you can use it outside to get it wider. Makes nice curves. So just a fun little brush for watercolor if you do a lot of, you know, nature, decorative work, things like that. And it's a slight bit of a learning curve, but not much. These are not the smallest ones that I'm using. There are some that are a little bit smaller of the line. So you can get them in the synthetic, and then you can get them in that really, you know, fancy, really beautifully absorbent natural blue squirrel. So animal friendly and animal options for everyone. And those are the New York Central Dagger Stripers, sizes 00 all the way up to a 4. Okay. So then let's switch gears and we're going to go to some of the long-handled brushes right now. There have not, well, okay, so there's been a lot of acrylic brushes on the market through the years. Not a lot of super fantastic ones that didn't cost you an arm and a leg. And if you're an acrylic artist, you understand what I mean about that. You start getting a little bit of acrylic buildup in your brush, and it just gets dirty and worse and thicker and thicker until you eventually just kind of need to throw it out because it kind of gets down there in that ferrule. The synthetics, the technology has gotten so much better for the filament. And just the kind of idea of them not always being the same size filament, there being some variety, because natural hair is in all sorts of different sizes in the brushes. They're not just one size fits all, just like on your head and on your body, there's hairs of different thicknesses. So the Staccato brushes are a brand new acrylics brush. You can use them for oils or water mixable oils as well, but they're ideal for acrylics that we've come out with that really is designed to perform much more like a natural bristle. It's not quite like a hog bristle, but it's very much kind of that nice in between a sable and between a hog bristle, where it's got some firmness, it holds heavy body paints really well, but still has just that little bit of softness and thirstiness to be able to use like acrylic inks or something like that with it. They're designed with a long handle because it's meant for easel painting. It's got great shape retention, so the memory of the filament will provide you with bounce back. So not only will it kind of pop back once you're coming off of your painting when you're painting along, but it will also keep that shape of that brush design longer over time rather than splaying out and just kind of turning into those furry trees that the old style synthetic brushes always did after a very short while. They have a custom plated gunmetal colored brass ferrule, so it's very sharp looking. I love the two-tone color of this. It looks like a Brindle Great Danes, so of course it's my favorite acrylic brush. Cherry stained hardwood handles. They've been lacquered with multiple coats of lacquer, so it's a very durable handle instead of kind of like how people always have the problems with the lacquer peeling off over time. These are meant to last for the brush life. So they're a great acrylic brush. As soon as we came out with them, they've become a huge favorite of mine. So this is the set of 12 that we've got that goes everywhere from this large filbert all the way down to some very small like size 2 flats, a size 1 bright, and a 1 round. So it gives you kind of a really good selection of kind of the basic sizes you would need if you're going to be painting maybe up to 16 by 20 or so, because you've got these couple larger brushes to cover area faster and then some great detail brushes. This is actually an easel case that it comes with that, let's see, I'm trying to remember how these, that you can actually pull up and pop up. So very, very nice little case that's very protective, great for hauling around to class, things like that. That is the Staccato long-handled synthetic brush set of 12 with a case. Great acrylics brush. All right, I'm gonna just start setting these down here. Next, we have the Mimic Kolinsky long-handled studio set of 20 brushes with a Rockwell easel case. So that just goes down like that. Then you open it up. It's got multiple brushes on one side. These are designed after our Mimic synthetic Kolinsky watercolor brushes that became the rage as soon as we started carrying them. They're synthetic, but their performance is so similar to Kolinsky that I've given them to watercolorists before, and they wanted to argue with me that that was a Kolinsky brush, that I was making it up. So very easy to clean, especially for, these are designed for easel painting. So for you to use this as a substitute for sable brushes, natural Kolinsky sable brushes for oils and acrylics, it's animal friendly and it's going to perform just like those brushes, but it's a great synthetic. So performs the same as far as nice and thirsty. It's going to absorb glazes and thinned down paint. I mean, it's got these just beautiful, looks just like sable too. Very nice. These for glazing, these are fantastic. And I think actually I've got the prototypes for this when they came, and I loved them so much I took them home, and my son kidnapped them and took them back to school when he went back because he was using them this summer and was begging and pleading, and I said I'd think about it, and then I think that they disappeared. So that's how favorite they are in my household. But it's got great sizes from a 24 down to gosh, some smaller sizes in the brights, and then lots of rounds and small filberts for detail. So I mean, down to this little tiny little bright. I don't even know if you can see it. Just a beautiful little detail bright for little cracks and crevices of eyes and things like that. So it's a fantastic set. And really the quality of Kolinsky that's in long-handled brushes is a different grade than watercolor. So you're not getting the same quality as you do get in regular watercolor when using real animal Kolinsky. The beautiful thing about these is it's the exact same quality as the synthetic that we have in watercolor that rivals Kolinsky, just parallels it so ridiculously close that you're getting that exact same hair in a long-handled easel painting brush. So perfect for oils, acrylics, water mixable oils, anything that you're going to be using an easel for, these brushes are great for that. Okay. Do we have any questions about any of these? Or people just like brushes, yay? Having a...
Pretty much that one.
Okay. I understand that. And I get to fondle them while you're looking at them. So that's even better. It can't be a bad day when you're being able to look at brushes. All right, so those so far, these are made by the same manufacturer in Germany, handmade, that those synthetic Kolinskys are made. The Mimic, something I forgot to mention with them, the wood handles of these are hardwoods, very good quality hardwoods, where a lot of brushes aren't A, great quality hardwood, but B, these are done from certified sustainable forested wood. So the Europeans are really big on that, especially the Germans. So all these you can feel good about that. I guess it's not. The trees are being replenished for the brush handles.
I would buy those brushes.
Yeah, just for the blue.
Alone.
I know, and me too. but the beauty of them is these are the Berlin brushes. They're an acrylic design brush. This is a set of 12 with a brush easel case that flips down so it stands up just like this. So you've got your brushes at the ready for class or painting in your studio or what have you. These surpass the performance of natural hair in that they do something very unique. When I was talking about filaments and filament depth, kind of thickness, these have 4 different filament sizes, and they go from 0.1 millimeter to 0.28 millimeters. So what that does is it really catches and traps paint in between it because it's not the same thickness density. So it kind of provides those nooks and crannies that natural hair would for that paint to fit in. This is really designed to match the performance of more like a natural boar bristle. It's nice and stiff. It's gonna hold paint that's very heavy extremely well. So if you're talking about super heavy bodied acrylics, if you're talking about oil paint, if you're talking about water mixable oils, even. It's designed to be an acrylics brush, but it can be used in any of those fashion. When they talk about it being specifically for acrylics, it generally means that it's a synthetic base and it's very easy to wash out. This would tend to repel the acrylic, which is a plastic polymer, right? Natural hair brushes have those pores in them. The stuff gets right in there, and unless you keep it sopping wet, which is not going to work for you for laying down paint, it's going to be very difficult to clean and build up very quickly. So these provide that performance of those natural hair brushes without that buildup and without the actual bristle swelling when you get it wet. If you ever taken a boar bristle brush and you dunk it in water and you go to use it with your acrylics and suddenly the brush looks like it's like twice the size and the end, instead of being this nice hard flat, goes pfft. That's because that hair is actually swelling with that And until it's dry, it's not going to go back to that same performance as it would as if you're just dunking it in oil and solvent. So the beauty of this is you're not going to have that happen with those bristles when you go to use them with acrylics. These are actually, the filaments are heat treated specifically in a very secret way that's designed to provide texture so that the brush will interlock like natural hog bristle brushes. Okay, that makes it so that it's going to keep that memory and that retention of the shape, and the retention of, as you lift and pull the brush off, it's going to keep that shape. So your actual brush shape, you can use that with your painting. These beautiful blue handles, quadruple lacquered. So it's extra, extra shiny, extra elegant. And these are nickel plated ferrules as well. Yes, Frida.
And that set is currently on sale for $129.99. They're normally $150.
That's for 12 brushes.
For the whole set.
For 12 brushes with the brush case. So anyway, so this is one of the prizes. So that's why you would want to enter. And Frida, you are ineligible. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you now. I know. All right. So those were the Berlin. Now we have the Munich. Now the Munich, I'm going to take this off of this one. This set is in that same case that Rockwell that can stand up. All right, but we've got 18 brushes. So we've got rounds, filberts, we've got flats, we've got brights. So this is top quality hog bristle. All right, it's also, though, so that you can use it for acrylic and the water mixable oils, it's got some synthetic filament in that. Now, what does that do? If you use oil with oils, hog bristle brushes, and you're a little harder on them like I am, you really use the brush to kind of scrub and edge. You know how those, immediately that interlocking starts getting frayed. This is, good catch. This is
I did that on purpose.
I know, no, baton twirling and I never happened. So, except for right there. This has the synthetic filament in with it. So it's going to help provide a better shape. It's going to provide a little bit of stiffness when that, natural bristle starts getting wet and getting a little bit softer. And it's going to help with that brush retention and memory so that besides holding really nice and tight, more like a synthetic brush, when you're actually painting, if you do some scrubbing and things like that, it's going to hold shape better. And with that synthetic property in with the natural, it's going to clean so much easier. Water mixable oils and natural hair brushes are so hard to clean, and I don't know what it is, if it's that modified stuff with the modified linseed oil, but that is so much easier with these brushes. And these are the Munich Premier, which are made by the German brush maker that we have these done with. So it's the sustainably harvested hardwoods. It's the quadruple, lacquering. It's the beautiful nickel-plated steel ferrules. So if you're going to use these in solvents, it's going to provide, incredible rust resistance. They're just a really amazing brush. I did that. I knocked the stuff down. So that's definitely a brush and if anybody, and sometimes people will ask me, what is your favorite brush? It used to be that I could rattle off 3 types of brushes, and one was a hog bristle, and one was kind of that medium, like mongoose style, mid-range, and then one was a soft bristle brush. I would show them all these brushes that we've just had in this row, because every time we get brushes in from Germany, I want the entire set, like, already now. And I will fight people tooth and nail, will I not, Katie?
Yes, you will.
To be able to get those samples, to be able to use them, because they're just that amazing, amazing, amazing brushes. So those are the Munich ones. So take all that information that we've just looked at with those brushes and then kind of turn it on its ear for something really unusual and different and kind of a throwback to yesteryear. These are the Nuovo brushes that are designed by Chelsea Classical Studios. Take the so there's a little extension on these. These brushes are a full 12 to 13 inches on their own. They're all filberts. There's 5 different sizes. And this is rolling, so I'm going to put that there. They're very long and thin. There's not that natural kind of, widening area here to the brush, so that the balance of the brush with this long, slender kind of almost stick to it is forcing you to hold your brush where you're supposed to hold your brush. If you've ever seen me say, hold further back to the back, if you've ever taken a painting class from me and I urge you to do that, this brush balance, if you put it up like this, becomes so unwieldy that your choking up is not going to help your detail. You can actually get much more control holding these back further like this, or even holding them in a way like this that some instructors will paint, than any normal brush. You can hear this making this sound.
Is that a magnet?
It's a magnet, Frida. If you've got space issues in your studio, if you use solvents and you want to drain your brush really carefully and easily, a lot of people are like, no, lay them flat so that they, air out and the solvent doesn't go up in them. Some people put them in the buckets and then it just drips up into that ferrule. These are designed so that with these little medallion magnets, come in a little pack of 5, you can put that magnet up either on your easel with the little adhesive and stick these up like that, and they will hang and they will dry. If you have pets in your studio, cats that like to get up on your painting tabouret, that's happened to me before. The whole crock of brushes went on the floor. These would be fantastic for putting them up out of the way where the cat can't get to them and reach them. But they all have that magnet in them. You can even take the magnet strong enough, put it on its side on something, and actually attach them just like that. Even through the plastic that's attaching to the magnet, held to the side. So it's a really awesome way of taking a brush and keeping it in a safe spot, allowing it to dry. Or even if you've got paint and you're switching different brushes, different colors, and you don't want to take the time to clean it out because you're coming back to it, hanging it up like that's going to keep your paint safe, not all over your table, all over you, hanging it up like that. These little ferrules, you notice there's this little kind of cutout in these. This is twofold. It gives you a way for these bristles to be able to really pull in and attract more color and get it further up in the brush where it's holding it, but also a really awesome way to clean it out much easier. The solvent can get up in there easier. It's easier to actually apply the paint because the way that these little edges on the ferrule are, it helps hold that brush shape together really nicely without smashing it flat. Just makes it that much easier to use as a brush. And this is a really exceptional quality hog bristle, but yet that length gives it some softness. So you can actually use these for glazing and things like that. Now, this extender puts that in there, makes it that much longer, actually adds a balance where it really comfortable to hold it just like that, kind of reinforces that where you're needing to hold it. And then also this is magnetic, so this will actually clip up out of the way. So 300 years in the making, we've kind of come full circle to the very similar design of, the Renaissance painters, but without the hairs just being glued to a stick and them being bound around. It's actually in this beautiful ferrule that holds these bristles in very nicely and gives you much better kind of advantages over that traditional style. They come in these beautiful little boxes. Very typical Chelsea pretty packaging. So someone is going to get a selection of these brushes with the medallions and the 2 extenders in the mail as a prize. All right. Are there any questions at all so far, guys? Bueller. No? Okay.
Everybody's just
All right.
moving on.
And they do say with these that these do really help with wrist strain and hand fatigue, just because that size is so much smaller. And being somebody that's had hand surgeries because of carpal tunnel, I thought that that was kind of a load of baloney because no brush really does that. These I have never had a problem with. They are, because they're smaller and they're balanced better, you aren't getting that fatigue with really having to hold onto them because of them being larger on one end and smaller on the other. So, something I forgot to mention. All right, everybody's favorite little brush set. The Mimic Kolinsky. Those came in right after we did our, into stock right after we did our new products last year. We featured it a couple times on the show, but if you're kind of new to the Jerry's Live, this is something that would be ideal for your Christmas wish list if you do watercolors or like to travel. Yeah, it's a prize, Frida. You can't have it.
But I want
Yes.
it.
Christmas is coming.
I know, right? So this comes in a little leatherette case and a gift box. Magnetic enclosure. Opens up. There are 4 travel brushes. 12, 8, 6, and 4. These are that Mimic Kolinsky that we just talked about with that long handle. It's the beautiful synthetic watercolor version. So you've got what is the equivalent of a full-size 12 brush in this tiny little travel set that protects the tips. This is a nice chrome handle. It's got a drain hole in these so that moisture's not going to get in there and you're not going to have mold and mildew and things like that. It airs out really nicely. Got a little wood handle there. Exact same brush as those really beautiful Mimics, but in a travel set of all the sizes that you would need to go virtually anywhere. So this has been a really popular product. It's something that just everybody loves that tries them. So that will be one of our prizes. And I think that those are on sale right now as well. I'm not sure what the price is on them, but these are significantly cheaper and I feel better quality than the European imports that are made like this. I'm gonna go out on that limb, Amanda. I've thrown down the gauntlet. These are, I like them so much better. And you know me, I'm kind of a brush snob.
Kind of?
Yeah, okay. That's, yes, I'm Amy. Nice to meet you, and I'm a brush snob. So, all right, speaking of brush snob, this sadly is not one of the prizes because the expense of this thing is so crazy, but this was a new brush for us that we didn't have last year when the new products show came around, and this is the entire full set of real Kolinsky brushes, the Steinberg. Yes, Amanda.
Hold please. The Kolinsky set of 4 is $73.99.
Okay, awesome. On sale, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on sale.
Yes, so that little
Regularly $83.99.
Mimic travel set is on sale right now. All right, so this is a leather case. It's actually 12 watercolor brushes. They're in protective cases to get them to you, so because these are really, really expensive brushes, and it's so hard to get Kolinsky anymore because of all of the issues with, you know, the animals living humanely, and you want it to be cold because they need to have that cold climate to get that hair on the male tails that are so long and so absorbent and so thick. This is our Steinberg Superior Kolinsky brush. It's got this beautiful handle. I need to move this so you can see it on the light. That'll be easier. Okay, so look at that beautiful hourglass handle. It's perfect for encouraging you to hold it at the right place here, or even the right place here if you're kind of doing more loose brush work. 24 karat gold plated ferrules. Look at that point on the Kolinsky. This is the size 12. This is the largest. Just the handles alone are just so comfortable. Made by the German brush maker. These are made by hand tied. Just absolutely gorgeous, beautiful brushes. Now, they also make the Mimic Kolinsky, so they know what they're doing for brushes of any type. But this is what a natural hair brush from them looks like, and it's just absolutely superb. And these work so, so nicely. As the other major manufacturer has become difficult to get brushes in by them, and they're ridiculously priced. This is a beautiful cost alternative that doesn't suffer any quality. These are absolute top quality professional brushes. So this is a set that if you've got a wish list for Christmas and, you know, the husband's done something wrong and he really needs to make it up to you, I suggest these brushes, this brush set. What? It would work for me. I'd be like, what did you do? Thank you for the brushes. So, so there is that set. And then you can get those brushes on their own separately. And I believe that the size, can you check and see if the size 4 is
right?
some ridiculous
That's the
price?
4, yeah.
What is the price on that?
$19.99.
$19.99 for a size 4 real Kolinsky brush. It's just to get people to try it and see what they think of it. So there's a way to get into it more affordably than this beautiful
excuse
set.
me, sorry, a correction. It's usually $20.99, but right now it's on super sale for $10.50.
For a size 4 Kolinsky.
For a Steinberg?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
Looks like the whole line
That's
is on
even better.
super sale right now.
Okay.
So
But
get
that's
excited.
well, and that's the one that they put in a really great introductory price for people to try. So,
It's a tiny one.
all right, it is. So there is that set. That's new. All right. So moving on. Let's speed up a little since we're out of the brushes, and that makes me sad. Table easel. Table easels are usually just a fancy name for display easels. They're not something that you can typically have a top canvas holder on that's going to hold your canvas in. The Rambler just came out, and I want to say these were like maybe 10 something. They were normally 14, and they were 10 something right now. They're okay, so this is all brass hardware on this. This can be adjusted to whatever height you want. This will hold up to, let's see. Okay, it's 1.16 pounds, number one. So you could take this to a class with you. It folds down to 3.25 by 3 inches by 20 inches. So that's gonna make that nice and portable. Then this comes down here. It's very simple, it locks in. Set that up. This can be adjusted to however you want that further back or not. This has a top canvas holder. Other table easels that we have that are really display easels that are more don't even have that top canvas holder. This will still hold up to 3/4 inch deep substrates, so a 3/4 inch deep canvas. This will go up to 48 inches high this way. So you can hold a pretty sizable canvas on this. That doesn't seem right. Maybe it's 28 inches. I bet that was a typo on the thing, because now that I've got it out, that's not.
I'll
Yeah,
look into
will you
it.
check? I bet it's 28 inches. Let's put it all the way up here. Yeah, that's gonna be probably about 28 inches. But this, for the price of this, it's what, can you see? Look and see what the cost is too. That is a fantastic little table easel. This is one that we've used since it's come in on a couple of different shows that we've done painting demos on. It is a steal at the price that this is, and super portable. You can even throw it in a larger purse to take it places.
The maximum canvas height is 27 inches
27.
high,
Thank you.
and it's
It's my
currently on
typo.
super sale for $11.99.
Yes. So you can have an easel that can go anywhere with you, or to have it for a friend to come over, or anything like that, and paint with you. So Hardwood Beach, great bargain. That folds down to that. So super easy and portable. New little table easel. New Rambler. All right, I am not sure where I got 48 inches. I'm sure it was just a... Okay, Soho palette. Airtight mixed media palette. A lot of people are working with different medias anymore. This has your clip down clips. Has a nice gasket in here. Plenty of lid mixing area for if you're, you want to do watercolors. If you want to do acrylics, you can even use oil with this. It's a very durable ABS plastic that wipes very clean. It is solvent resistant, so it shouldn't give you a problem if you need to clean it with solvents. Acrylics, watercolors and stuff, if they're dry, will peel right out of it. You can use acrylic gouache in it. You just need a something like the Turner acrylic gouache cleaner that comes in the little jars to clean that out. But this offers you 23 wells all the way around. So you've got room for 23 colors to take with you to workshops or classes or to a friend's house. Sponge to wet down and put in there to keep your acrylics. If you're gonna do acrylics, keep them nice and moist. Pop that on. Can go with you wherever you need to go. Nice, you know, small portable size. Great little palette. So that is a new mixed media palette that we've got.
I'm sorry, was that an Airtight palette?
Yes, it is. The Soho Airtight mixed media palette. I know.
Sorry, answering
Truth in advertising. No, that's fine. That's fine. All right, and then we've got just a couple of things that are just really cute and fun. The Ultra Mini canvas. These are little magnetic canvases, packs of 4, 3x3 and 4x4. They're even sealed in plastic here to keep them clean. Nice glued edges on the back. In the little wood, there are magnets. These can go on anything from, you know, your appliances, the magnetic chalkboards, anything that's a nice metal surface that regular magnets will stick to, these will stick to. So they're a fun kind of project canvas for things, for fundraisers, for kids to do as gifts. I mean, it'd be fun to just even make little paintings and sell them where people had the option to also hang them somewhere that was unusual that they wanted. So those are the Ultra Mini Artist Canvas. They, let's see, I think it's a 10-ounce acrylic prime, 7-ounce acrylic primed canvas. So already ready to go. So those are really fun little cool canvases that are new. Then we've got, let's see, a new, skipped over it by accident, the Millbrook All Media Lightweight Field Easel. If I can get the tape. Frida, can you pass me those scissors? I don't want to tear the box up.
Catch.
Yeah. Now, there are different types of field easels, and as opposed to carrying, you know, a big, you know, French easel box that's packed to the gills with stuff, some people just want to put a block, a watercolor block, take, you know, a very small watercolor palette. A French easel is a lot to manage to then make it flat and, you know, have it horizontal with watercolor. This is a fantastic portable easel. It's only 3.18 pounds. It's still hardwood, it's hardwood beech. It's finished very nicely. It's got the rubber feet so that it's non-slip once you get it set up. It's got a strap so that once you've got it all put back together, the legs aren't flailing around hitting anyone.
That is an underrated feature right there. The
Oh,
strap
yeah.
holding the legs together.
Exactly. Some of them don't have them, and that's just not good. Now, all the hardware on it is the, where's my info, is the brass where it's been coated so that it's not going to corrode. Like if you go out saltwater painting, you know, out at the beach or something like that, it's going to be, you know, not have issues with corrosion, just like with the French easels are going to have. It will hold up to the 3/4 inch to the inch deep canvas. It's got panel grooves actually in it as well, and it will hold watercolor blocks. So this is something that's very portable that you can carry with you, but that will set up.
Did you say it lays flat?
It does lay flat. I'm looking to see if there's a picture on it here to show. They don't show any pictures on the side of it. It will, want me to pop it up real quick so that you can see? Yes.
Follow your heart.
I feel like that sounds like there's, I should hear Titanic music now or something like that. So the legs come down like so. I'm not gonna like brace it all up, but I'm showing you that you can put it like that. This will slide. Can they see it? Oh yeah. Okay, and then that tightens in, and then this loosens, slides down, and you can adjust it for your watercolor block.
You
You can.
had just enough room on that.
Yeah, I know, right? So you can make it taller. It can go up to, I think it's like 51 inches or something with the legs extended that you can make it like a tabletop height. So it gives you that ability to work on a flat surface with your watercolor block. Some people tilt it a little, or you can, turn it all the way, and then you've got these clips for the bottom of your canvas if you're not working on something very small. So it's a perfect easel for multimedia use without having to carry a lot of heavy stuff around. So that is a new field easel that we've got. I'm gonna set it right over here out of the way. So that's gonna be one of the gifts, and I think I'm gonna send it with some other things since not everybody's excited about just getting an easel in the mail. All right, now we've got a new cotton canvas panel product that's called the Soho Urban Artist Canvas Panels. They come in some different pack sizes and just regular sizes as well. It's a new all cotton canvas panel that's designed on a board that is called C-Bond. It's a nice, stiff yet flexible core, so everybody, and myself included, is guilty of it. Sometimes tightening panels down a little too tight when you're painting, and then because they shift or move around a little, and then you get that warping and you can't get it out, or you're having to cram it in a frame to be able to show it where it doesn't have that bow in it. The C-Bond is flexible enough where you can flex it back and it will go back to shape. Where masonite sometimes will give you problems. Cardboard is not good archivally over time. This is archival and it's acid free. The edges are the turned panel, which means they just fold it around to the back and glue it. So they are, it's a 10-ounce double primed acrylic canvas that's mounted on it. The sizes go from 3 by 3 inches all the way up to 18 by 24. You get them in 3 packs in any of those sizes, or a box of 54 of that size. Or they've got these special deluxe mixed panel packs, and this was one of the ones that I thought this was really cool because it went, and it's 3 of each, from 3 by 5, 5 by 7, 6 by 6, 6 by 12, 8 by 10, 9 by 12, 11 by 14, and 16 by 20. So that's a lot of surfaces to get to play with. If you're not sure with, and I'm one of those people that if I bought all one size, I would go in there and not be able to paint because that of course would not be the size that I would want to use. This is a great way to have different things for some kind of unique compositions or unique sizes, or if somebody orders a commission of a certain size, you've got a panel for that. So those are a new product that we've got if you enjoy painting on panels, that's going to give you an archival panel at a really good price. All right, drawing products. Everybody that's seen any of our colored pencil shows for Jerry's Live has become enamored with the Suzanne pencils for good reason, because they are a fantastic price, but a very good value, and I turn on my light box with it. 72 pencils with a nice hinged tin tray. So we've got all 72, great variety of colors, good light fastness on them, nice soft, very much perform like Prismacolors, but not at that price. And this is the one we've been using for our colored pencil episodes, right? Everybody's been pretty impressed by the performance of them. So this is a new product that we've come out with since last year, so we will be giving a set of these away. Now, these are also a product that is flagged to ship free. What does that mean? If you are in the continental US, Amanda, I'm gonna have you correct me if I'm wrong, you put this on your order, there's no like furniture or any things like that that are freight. Again, must be in the continental US. This goes on your order ships free no matter how small the dollar amount. Okay, beyond those pencils. Right, Amanda, is that how that works?
Checking.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, I got
It is-
blocked from
no.
doing anything on Facebook, so that's not great.
Oh, well, there we go. This is a ship-free product, though. It says it on there.
Whole order ships free.
Yep.
As
So,
long as there are no contingency, yeah.
and those are a fantastic price. I'm not sure they've been like running on sale like $24.99. I think that's right about what they're at.
It's $29.99.
$29.99. Okay, with free shipping.
Mhm.
So, Then with the Cezanne colored pencils, we've got the Cezanne graphic graphite pencils, tin set. It comes in a little hanger, which is really nice. Again, nice pretty tin box that's very durable. Got a full range of 12 pencils, anywhere from 2H all the way up to 12B. So it's got your lighter, more clay versus graphite content for those nice, drier, lighter colored values, all the way to that super rich, super black 12B. They're easy to sharpen. Both of the Suzanne pencil brands, colored and the graphite, are bonded leads inside the barrel, which that alone is worth the price of the pencils, because that means if you take that and you drop it, even if the lead would happen to crack and break in sections in the pencil, it's still glued in. So it's not until you finally come to that end that you might lose a small piece of it. Old style colored pencils, and some brands still, do not have it glued. So if you drop the pencil and it breaks in different spots, you'll be going along and all of a sudden a big chunk of lead falls out, and a big chunk of lead falls out. These are actually nice hardwood barrels as well, so they sharpen really cleanly and they don't chip and break, and they protect your lead. So you're not gonna have as much lead breakage, which means less waste. And the finishes on them are triple dipped, so it's a nice, comfortable pencil to use. Okay. Going through some other drawing products. Soho has a graphite and charcoal drawing powders set of 2 with 2 little small stumps in there for you to use. Graphite and charcoal powder you can put on paper and actually use a brush and swirl them around and create a value, either an entire value area, pull some out with highlights with an eraser, and then go back in with graphite to draw in some darks, or even use them to dip the brush in and kind of almost paint the powder on. And then those stumps can help you blend as well. So it's a great tool to have in your drawing arsenal if you already work with graphite or charcoal, to have that powder to make some enhancements with it. We ought to probably do a drawing with that where we do it. We'll show how to work it and add it. So that's a new product from Soho that we've got. And those are 15-gram jars. So it's a great way to give it a try and see what you think of using powders for drawing. The super black permanent, here, let me turn this off so it's not blinding you as you're looking. There we go. Super black lettering and calligraphy set of 3 permanent waterproof acid-free ink. It's got a brush, a 2mm chisel, and a 3mm chisel. So this kind of stuff's right up Amanda's alley with doing some lettering work with that super, super black color. Then the 8-pack has the ultimate fine line drawing set. Again, the same ink where it's that super black, permanent waterproof, acid-free. Anything from the 0.2mm all the way up to a 0.5mm, 1mm pens that are like if you've used our Accurate pens, they're that same kind of style. And then it's got a large brush pen as well in there for drawing. So both of those are great. You can do journaling with them, sketching, drawing, go over them with a little bit of watercolor after the drawing dries. Great tools to have in your drawing arsenal where you've got a whole set, so you've got some different point sizes. So those are new. Then concept markers are something that we've shown on the show before, but they've got these great sets where you can get a lot of them at once. They've got a 36 basic colors and an 80 basic color set with these great boxes. So it's easy to store them, it's easy to access them when you're drawing as well. Ergonomic roll resistant barrels. They're a nice square barrel. Just pop this open and grab one. Oh, that's a nice quality box. Nice square barrel, so it's not going to be rolling around when you're working. Caps that are designed to lock on and not be just a round cap where you might not have it pushed on all the way. Nice hard chisel. See, can only do it that way until you hear the pop. And then a nice rounded point so that that's got a little bit of flex for the tip. Both very nice durable nylon, but they're flexible. These are alcohol-based markers, so it's going to be permanent once it's dry. And that cap design, if you use markers, that cap design makes a big difference, doesn't it? To keep it from drying out inadvertently because you didn't put the cap on all the way. So those are 2 new sets that the concept markers come in. So those are going to be something that I think I'm going to put the big set as one and then put this with something else for drawing. Then, let's see. The Accurate Thin Line Pro, these came out like right after, didn't they, Katie? Mm-hmm. With the aluminum edges. These are very durable. They've got aluminum edges. They're a little bit thicker than our traditional light boxes were, but they've got this beautiful feature where you push it on in 25% increments. It lights. This thing does not like me. Frida, I need you to zap it. There we go. So you can get a lot of brightness right there. This, for almost all 300-pound watercolor papers, you can still see to trace through, which is fantastic. Now, that's going to depend on some manufacturers, may not, but we've been able to trace through 300-pound watercolor paper with this thing. So it's great as something to help draw. You can actually even put this a canvas over it and light under it and use it. Then we've got these little cool things called upside angles. These are like a little puck almost that you can stack. You can use these to turn this into an angled work area. They come in a little set of 4. And you can add other sets to it, but you can actually angle it to make a little bit more comfortable work surface. You could use a drawing board, turn a drawing board into an angled table to be able to work at. You could put a watercolor block at an angle if you wanted when you're sketching. So they're great little pucks that kind of help enhance the use of this Accurate Thin Line Pro. The LED illumination on this never gets hot. Old light boxes, if you were like me and had to do layout, old spray mount layout, those things you would start sweating over because the heat was ridiculous and you could smell the glue and all that. Never gets hot. It's nice and cool. 5.5 watts of power is all this bad boy uses, and it's got up to 50,000 hours on it with an acrylic surface that's optical quality. So it's not going to distort any image that you put over it. So that is the Accurate Thin Line Pro, and these are the upside angle lifts. And this is one thing that's not a prize because this is ours for the studio that we use all the time. So, and we've shown it on those shows, but just to make sure everybody knows that there's this new box that's out there. All right, paints. Let's blow through those real quick. We've got a new mural set with the. This is a lot of paint. You know that? This is a lot of paint. Turn this down so I don't get a suntan over here. All right. Creative Inspiration set. This is 12 colors that are a pint of paint a piece. So you've got all of your primaries, secondaries, you've got a couple earth tones, you've got white, you've got black, in these great, easy to kind of squirt into a palette jugs for working on a mural. And then the set comes with all of these brushes. These are the Mimic Cog Brushes, which are a synthetic hog bristle brush. It's got 3 brushes of the exact same size, so that if you need to, you know, soak some, you're working very quickly on a mural, you need to set them aside to get them until they get cleaned out. You've got more brushes to be able to work, or say you buy this and you want a class to paint a mural. There's 18 brushes that come with this set of paint. So you've got plenty of paint for everybody to paint, plenty of brushes for everybody to paint. So that is the Jerry's Mural Artist set of 12 acrylic colors and 18 brushes. That is a new product that we've got. And I believe we have a video on there that shows little Jerry as a mural.
This is not the little
No. If you want to see how the paint
massive wall
works,
size here.
it is. He's flying on a tube of paint. So, all right. Now let's say you don't want that much paint. You want a lot more colors to try. You want to see if acrylic's for you to get into it. You've got a grandchild. You've got anybody that wants to get into paint, doesn't want to invest a lot of money. The most bang for your buck. The Creative Inspirations Kaleidoscope set of 30 gives you 30 colors. 30 really awesome. It's a great variety. It even has, I believe it has gold in it as one of the colors. Metallic gold and metallic silver. So you've got all the colors you really need to get started with acrylic painting. They're 20 milliliter tubes. This is another ship-free product. So as long as you put this on your order and you don't have any oversized items and you're in the continental US, putting this set of Kaleidoscope paints on your order makes it ship-free. Okay. Soho has come out with a new semi-moist watercolor pan set. It's called the Easy Lift Artist Semi-Moist Watercolors. Easy lift means that it's easy to pull out of the pans. They're still staining colors. That doesn't mean it's easy to necessarily lift off the paper. Great tin with lots of mixing room. And look at those colors. Anytime they're real shiny like that, you know that they're semi-moist. It's got 5 Create Metallics colors. It has some fluorescent colors. Then it's got black and white, and then it's got all of your other, primaries and secondaries and a lot of really nice earth tones. The color chart is on the website. So that is a great, set of 36 colors that are packed in for maximum portability for, class or travel or something like that, where you've got a lot of color and some mixing area to be able to go places with. So that is a new set that's just come out from Soho. If you want a little bit more room to kind of spread out and a little bit, more variety of colors, Marie's has a professional half pan watercolor set of 48 in this really nice ABS plastic box. It's larger, but it's very space saving. Plenty of room to mix here. This lifts up, more room to mix. A nice card so you can do your color chart on it and keep it with you. It's got all these colors, 2 water brushes, a little porcelain, thing for either mixing or maybe you want a little more water in there. Natural sponge, but then it's got this little, now I'm gonna have to see if it's taped on here or not. Can you remember if these were taped in?
I don't think they were.
Or not, Katie?
These are the problem.
Yeah, I think it's just me. Oh, there we go. So you just put your fingers under it and pull. This one's taped down, so let's pull that off. Then, when you thought that wasn't enough color, there's more. There's all of your earth tones and your black and gray down here underneath. Couple little aluminum wrapped willow charcoals, a couple little tortillions for drawing as well. Wash brushes, one stroke brush. All the brushes you need, all the colors you need to be able to travel, but still carry a very full variety of colors with you. So that is the Marie's Professional Half Pan Watercolor Set, 48 with all those accessories. Very highly pigmented and light fast as well. And then we've got one more item that this came out right after the new products episode, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And we were all so upset. I think we might have showed it for Christmas. This is the fan pan set. It's this very small, fits in your pocket, kind of unassuming little gadgety looking thing with a water brush. But then you take it and do this, and these are all watercolors. It is 42 watercolors in enough colors where you may never have to mix anything while you work. 42 colors, and I've got that one set that I've used multiple times. There's still so much color. It's barely used anything of the color just for this little set. This is a ship-free set too, guys. So you put this on your order with a couple other items that's not very, can you guys check to see how much this is right now? I want to say this is on sale as well. There's a little legend on all these here that shows you exactly what these colors are going down. so you don't have to guesstimate. You don't have to make a color chart if you don't want to carry it with you. There's a little sponge here, so if you're trying to kind of blot out a little bit of excess from your brush or even clean the tip, you can clean it out on that little area. But this is the Fan Pan watercolor set of
$16.49 on sale.
Okay, so it's on sale for $16.49 and you can get free shipping. So that's awesome. Right there. Okay, so that is all that we've got that we're featuring for new products today. Do you want me to very quickly go through the list of what the prizes are?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the Nuovo brushes, there's going to be a grouping of a bunch of brushes with extensions, with the medallions and all that. That is a prize. The Mimic synthetic Kolinsky long-handled brushes, the set of 20 with the case, is a prize. The Berlin acrylic brush set of 12 with the case is a prize. The Mimic Kolinsky travel brush set of 4 is coming with the fan pans. That is a prize, and Frida's very sad.
You can't see my fat lip, but it's very
Yes,
fat right now.
she's very sad. That Marie's professional watercolor half pan set is a prize. The Soho Easy Lift watercolor pan set is going to come with the set of the water brushes, the Aqua Stroke Go brushes. So you'll have brushes and that to be able to work with. That is a prize. The Staccato, those brindley looking acrylic brushes that are so pretty, that is a prize, that set with the case. The New York City Munich Premier Professional Brushes.
New York Central.
Yes, excuse me. Yes, I put NYC to remind myself and then didn't say it. The New York Central Munich brushes, the oil set, that's the natural and synthetic hair, that comes as a set. That Creative Mark FX Effects Super Set with all the cool stuff to make lots of texture in your paintings is a prize. This is where there's one set that gets a little tricky. We've got the Soho palette with the table easel, with the set of the 30 acrylic colors, with the Mimic, or with the, with the Soho Deluxe canvas pack, and with the little magnetic canvases. So you've got paint to do all sorts of fun things with and plenty of surfaces to do it on. The mural set is going to come with the paints, those brushes that come with the mural set, and that field easel. That was what takes up to a 48-inch canvas, Frida. I just realized as I saw that. There's going to be a drawing set of the Suzanne graphic pencils, the set of 12. The Super Blacks drawing pens are going to come with that, and the Soho drawing powders. So that's a drawing set. And then there's going to be a color drawing set of the Suzanne colored pencils with the small set of markers. And then the last prize is going to be the big Mac Daddy 80 set of concept markers. So 14 different prizes. The girls have put up the link to that page where you're going to go to it. You're going to put your email and your information, your name and address in there. You can enter one time to be considered for the contest, and that's open for 24 hours. After that, it closes. Then we will announce the winners by 5 p.m. on Friday on the Jerry's Artarama Facebook page. Okay? So hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you saw some cool new products that you're interested in. Leave comments if you've got any questions about any of them, and I'll be happy to answer them. And next week we are doing, I think, is it?
Composition.
All right. So we will be talking about composition in artwork next week and ways to make your artwork better using that. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys, and you have a good evening, and we'll see you next week. Look, Frida.